Kevin, you mentioned earlier that the PBOC could cut lending rates in the early part of this year. I'm looking at the new Lunar New Year holidays. Obviously, that's a good time to shore up sentiment, to build up some confidence there heading to the Year of the Dragon. Do you think the PBOC would choose that window, that time frame, to cut rates, its lending rate, its RRR?
Well, we don't have, very clear kind of a projection for what exactly the time for PBOC to cut rates. But the thing is, if we think the rationale behind first, one of the biggest, obstacle facing PBOC to cut rates is apparently Federal Reserve rate hike cycle, the RMB pressure, the US dollar, and now what the pressure outside gradually eased, which we can see from the US dollar and also 10-year yield. And the PBOC, the Federal Reserve is all expected to cut rates as early as March. So that is the external environment. And on the other hand, the cut of the deposit rate around the end of December sent a signal that PBOC might have the possibility to cut rates but also so that to avoid the pressure on the banking's profit due to the narrowing NIM, allow them to cut more rates early next year. But whether they're going to use this window it still depend on the external environment, I think.
Okay, I'm looking at the offshore rate of the Chinese yuan. 7.17 is where it's sitting right now. What will that do for the renminbi? A lot of people are expecting it to appreciate to 7 to the US dollar by the end of this year.
Well, for the RMB, first of all, in the near term is determined by the interest rate spread by US and China. So as we can see, the Federal Reserve ready to cut rates is definitely going to be a positive boost for the RMB, which is one of the reasons to support the RMB appreciation against US dollar over the past 1 month. But what is more important looking forward to determine RMB is a comparative growth of China and the US. With the more policy supports, especially the fiscal policy supports, starting from the 1 trillion government bond issuance and the Central Economic Work Conference signal to provide more fiscal supports next year, we do think it's definitely going to be much better, at least from the external pressure for the RMB to show more resilience against the US dollar, benefiting from the policy supports.